for the Freelancers Mindset Shortcast. This is a very special episode for me because for the first time, we have with us a student who is also running a full time business of her own, and it's crazy. The second I met Lakshya at an event she organized called Flow State, we'll get more into that very soon. I knew I need to have her on my podcast. Here's why. Lakshya is the founder of a company called Flow State, which is about to get registered officially. And they are more of a co-working space sort of thing where also a lot of psychological things go in to put you into a flow state and get stuff done. I'll let Lakshya explain more about that very soon. But apart from that, Lakshya is also an MBBS student at Ramachandra Medical College, and she has also interned and worked with a content writing company previously. So she's doing a lot of stuff simultaneously, and I think she has a bunch of mindset shifts that I can't wait for her to share with you. And she's just 21, guys. At that age, I knew nothing. So, hey Lakshya, welcome to the call.
Hi, Meenakshi. Thank you so much for that introduction. You did a great job.
For sure. And another thing I just have to mention, Lakshya is working towards this end goal where she hopes to have so much love and ideas in her heart and be bold and brave enough to have that in her heart till the very end. So, all the very best for that. That's an amazing goal to have. And you're just 21. I keep coming
Yeah,
back to that in my head. I knew
thank
nothing at
you.
that age.
If I genuinely, if I had to like encase my entire life and like who I was as a person and boil it down to one sentence, and I've thought about it so much, so I know that this is the answer. That's why I was like ready with it in my head when you asked me. But yeah.
Nice, that's so cool. And now another question which I hope you're ready with in your head. You're still a student, and while I was a student, I did intern at a lot of places. It is something I mentioned in my book, but I never thought of founding a company of my own. So, what made you want to start a side hustle while still being a student, and how do you balance both of them?
Okay. The reason I started any side hustle at all is because personally, I felt a lot of responsibility towards my family and how much they're doing for me in terms of a medical career and paying for me and all of that. And eventually, I wanted to, and I've always been a very independent person as well. So I really wanted to like stand on my own 2 feet and just like, be able to fund my own desires in life and be able to carry out and live at the same time as I was working towards living, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because to be able to live life while you're also working towards living is a very difficult thing that many people
Yeah.
face, especially the youth. They tend to have this mindset of like, um saying, yeah, I'll work like till like I'm 25, and then maybe there's the rest of my life to like enjoy and have fun and everything. But I've always been like a very carpe diem person, and like
Okay. Seize
seize
the
the day
day.
kind of person. And I can't imagine a life where I'm like waiting to actually live it. It's because
Mm-hmm.
the time is now. You never know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the reason why I started a side hustle. Now, my mom hates it actually. My
Oh,
mom
okay.
absolutely detests my that ideology that I have to do everything now. She's like constantly, I mean, she's very supportive and like obviously like,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be here without her support and her love. But what I'm trying to say is she's the kind of person that is also like, you can do all of this later, like what's the rush? But
Yeah.
I really sort of feel like this fulfills me. That's why I do it.
Mm-hmm. I know. I actually saw this quote on Instagram multiple times, which says, what a privilege it is to go to sleep feeling totally drained out by a life you chose to put upon yourself.
Live, exactly. Yes,
I
yeah.
love that. I mean, I feel so tired and drained every day, but it is something I brought upon myself, which is such a privilege
Mm.
to have, I think, for all
Yeah,
freelancers.
exactly.
But let's
Exactly.
talk a bit more about your business. What is Flow State all about? How did you conceptualize that idea and how is it going as of now?
Okay, so you did mention that I was a freelance content writer as well, right? But I usually write a lot on my own as well. It's a very like favored hobby of
Mhm.
mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I tend to do a lot of like reading and writing, even from a very young age. And because I did that, and because I've been working on a book of my own for the longest time,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt this, I had hit a certain point in my life where everything just became like this overwhelming mess of I feel stuck and I am not able to move forward, and I do not know what to do to move forward. And one of
Mm-hmm.
those things was writing this book, right? So what I felt like was I needed that one extra push, that extra like segmented hours in a day or hours in a week where I got to focus on nothing else except that. And where other people around me knew what I was working on and could, with me, work on their goals and their ambitions as well,
Mm-hmm.
even separately.
Mm-hmm.
Like that I would have a community where people could sit together and, tell themselves, hey, in like 3 months, this is what I want to achieve. Every week, I'm going to sit here for like 3, 4 hours and I'm going to work towards that one particular goal.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was thinking about that is when I realized that such a community does not exist
Okay.
and that I want to bring it about and make it
Hmm.
happen. And I was also psychologically very interested in something called flow state because I do play sport on the side.
Hmm.
So I am a badminton player and I have been a professional badminton player for the longest time. I still play for my university.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah. So if you're an athlete and a sports person, it's very, very common for you to come by this concept called flow state. And what flow state
Hmm.
is it's a tunnel vision basically that you get when you're working towards something. It fills you with euphoria. You are constantly focused on whatever you want to get done. There are no other thoughts that are running in your head. And it feels so good that
Hmm.
it's addictive.
Hmm.
You don't
Hmm.
feel time passing. You
Hmm.
become a higher version of yourself
Hmm.
for a few hours that you unlock flow state,
Hmm.
right? So that's what flow state is all about. And I've experienced that on court.
Hmm.
And so there's been many times where you lose sense of time and there's nothing else that you're focusing on except your, the shuttle and what you have to do on court. And I felt the same way when I was studying as well for long durations of time. And I was thinking, if is there a way to like, help people unlock this particular psychological aspect within themselves, even in large group? Is that possible?
Hmm.
And because if it was possible, it would be such an tremendous and immense help
Yeah.
for people to feel good completing working towards their own goals. That is what the dream is for
Hmm.
everyone, that right? So yeah, that's mainly what I wanted to like achieve and like, unlock with flow state as a business. But so when I had every session that ever came by, when I had people come in and tell me, hey, when I came to your session, I was able to forget everything else
Hmm.
and enjoy my time there and
Hmm.
also finish something that I've been putting off for months and something that I've been procrastinating
Hmm.
for months. That gave me a joy and that gave me
Hmm.
purpose to keep going. But yeah.
I think that's so cool because when I attended one of your sessions recently, I was very intrigued by the psychological aspect of it. Like I've seen a lot of these co-working things. There's also, I think, these silent reading sessions that happen every weekend nearby, but none of them take responsibility for you getting stuff done. But your USP, which stood out to me, was come get stuff done. I'm avoiding the word shit, but get shit done.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
found that very interesting, and also the psychological things you brought in. You said 1 hour you work, 30 minutes break, 1 hour work, 30 minutes break, and the
Yeah.
mindful break you take in that time, which is guided by you. That was the USP that stood out to me. So I
Hmm.
really love those concepts, and I was very
Exactly.
clear when I come to your session. All my usual work, my client work, I can do anytime. But when I come to
Yeah.
your session, I want to do something for me, which I've been avoiding for the past two
Exactly.
months, which I got
Exactly.
done. So that was the
Yeah,
thing.
that I love that. I love that. See, that's what I mean. Like, because when we're like alone by ourselves, we tend to it's easier for us to, procrastinate and delay what we want to do
Hmm.
for ourselves. But when you have like a set specific time or place that, you've like, fixated in your head, it becomes easier
Hmm.
for you to be like, okay, so this time is like meant for me to do
Hmm.
this. It's like attending
Yeah.
school. Does that make
Hmm.
sense?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
have a
it
set
does.
timetable and like everything goes across like a particular time range.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
you can't really do anything other than that. You can't really do
Yeah.
anything other than study
It's
when you come home because
dedicated time.
it's dedicated to that time.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So even when you were talking about the USP of the mindful breaks,
Hmm.
something I really wanted to mention was the fact that right now in youth, and something that I face a lot as well, is glaringly bad phone addiction, right?
Hmm.
So it's absolutely insanely bad. I had the
Hmm.
most horrendous screen time.
Okay.
Um, I did. I genuinely did have the most horrendous screen time. I had like around 12 hours, 13 hours per day. It was very bad. Got extremely sick of it at one point. But the reason I brought about these mindful breaks is because I'm studying MBBS, this is factually accurate. I just want
Hmm.
people to know that your dopamine levels in your brain
Hmm.
can be reset
Hmm.
to a different threshold
Hmm.
depending on what kind of content you're watching and how long you're watching it for.
Hmm.
And what you do essentially when you spend a lot of time on Instagram and on Reels is when you keep scrolling, it sort of raises your dopamine threshold.
Hmm.
So your like capacity to feel joy becomes
Hmm.
reduced to that singular span of time because it's like you're getting hits of dopamine so
Yeah.
quickly.
Hmm.
So because of that, your threshold for dopamine keeps increasing. So your base
Hmm.
level of your threshold for dopamine keeps increasing because of that.
Hmm.
Sort of condition people to the fact that you need to take a break away from that. So
Hmm.
when you take breaks from work, when you take breaks from anything, schedule yourselves in a day to just have and do nothing.
Hmm.
And what that essentially does to your brain is it depletes dopamine
Hmm.
because you're doing nothing, or it replaces dopamine with smaller joys, smaller peaks of dopamine, such that
Hmm.
your threshold eventually reduces again. It falls back down and it resets your baseline. You
Hmm.
become someone that feels fulfilled and satisfied with seeing a flower
Yeah.
while you're
Hmm.
walking by
Hmm.
still. But it gives you the same amount of joy that you would have while scrolling on your reels,
Yeah.
or
Hmm.
you working would give you
Hmm.
the same amount of dopamine as you scrolling on your reels. And like
Hmm.
imagine how you know distended that sounds, right?
One question I had for you is, like, you have taken this step and now you're doing something amazing, but very often taking that first step is what is very hard. Even for me, when I started freelancing, I had the idea in my head, I know this is what I want to do, but resources were limited back then. If I wanted to apply somewhere, I had Naukri, I had Glassdoor, I had LinkedIn. I didn't know anything else was there, and things were pretty limited as well. So how did you take that first step? And to anybody who's aspiring to take a first step and they feel totally lost, what is an immediate actionable thing that they can do?
Okay. So for anybody that wants to take the first step, I'd say there's three qualities that somebody needs to have for them to even be able to do that. And those three qualities are grit
Hmm.
and determination and impulse.
Okay.
And these are my opinions. Okay.
Hmm.
So it doesn't need to be the same for everyone. But this is something that I really believe in
Hmm.
is when you feel an impulse, and we all have that, that is your first actionable step.
Hmm.
For you to carry forward that impulse will only come about if you have two things, and one of those things is determination, and the other
Hmm.
is grit.
Hmm.
If you're somebody that let's say, let's take my business example, Flow State, as an example itself. The whole idea of Flow State came to me, and I
Hmm.
had an impulse to be like, hey, will this work out if I like call
Hmm.
a couple of cafes and if I like try to partner with them? Is this something that they would even be willing to do?
Hmm.
And the first thing that I did was pick up my phone and call a couple of cafes.
Hmm.
Your body already has that ability to take that first step while you're impulsive. Take advantage of that. Use that. That
Hmm.
is your first actionable step. And
Hmm.
then also, if that doesn't work out, if
Hmm.
your first call doesn't end in a yes, have the determination to keep going.
Hmm.
Call someone else and then call someone else. Reiterate and check yourself for mistakes. Go
Hmm.
at it again.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
If this whole idea doesn't work out, stay in that mindset of if something like this were to ever come up again, I will not lose my grit to go about with it.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
will not lose my grit to take that first actionable step again.
Yeah.
Because what if flow state didn't work out? Even if it didn't, I kid you not, if I had had some other idea, I would have still taken that first actionable step because I am
Hmm.
somebody who has the grit to do that,
Hmm.
who's
Hmm.
determined to do that, to just see.
I like when I started writing my book, I had that impulse, as you're saying, and it was in that heat of the moment. I think what you're saying, heat of the moment, is what you're saying,
Exactly.
impulse is what I call heat of the moment.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
started jotting down the table of contents, and 10 minutes later, it felt very silly. I was like, how did I think I could pull this off? But when I look at my paper, I have my table of contents. So even though my mind is saying, hey, that's so silly, what will you even write about? This is what I'll write about. So I can
Exactly.
really relate. I have done that before.
Yes, everybody has. It's not just one or two people. You all have, everyone has an innate nature to have that impulsive, like decision
Hmm.
making or that intrusive thought that just, flashes through their head like in 1 second. And they're like, hey, what if this was possible? But then they
Yeah.
never actually, like, test it out, is
Hmm.
the problem with most people.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
would have never known that this was possible unless I had tested it out. Also, another thing that I really wanted to stress on when talking about first steps is most people don't understand how the importance of what comes after. Because
Hmm.
when you take that first step, you go through something called the butterfly effect,
Yeah.
wherein and most people do not realize how effective the butterfly effect is
Hmm.
because it has such a widespread, like, um, just like impact in your life.
Hmm.
So when you start with one thing, and even if it doesn't lead anywhere, it opens the doors to other things that you
Yeah.
might not have ever been able to be close to unless you had taken that first step to do that,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like me starting this business has put me in rooms and put me with people and made me do things that I would have not even thought or of doing. I would have not even been able to conceive that I would be doing these things if you had asked me like 4 months ago.
Hmm. Hmm.
And for anybody asking why they should do that, like why you should take the first step, that is why. If you need doors to be opened in your life, if you need opportunities to like come up, take take that first step. Because how else are you going to see doors that are otherwise closed to you?
Hmm. Hmm.
And you never know is the whole great
Yeah.
big surprise of life, right? Is the fact
Yeah.
that you never know what's in store for tomorrow.
Hmm. True that.
Exactly.
That's awesome. And I also love how every action you make sets in motion something, whether good or
Yeah.
bad or whatever, it sets in motion something or the other. And I know, okay, you said like phones reduce our dopamine, but my next question was actually, did social media help you in taking your first step?
I would say The fact that social media exists was really helpful to me taking my first step.
Hmm. Okay.
Yes, it was really helpful in reaching out. It made so many things easier, like being able to have a platform
Hmm.
that was free and accessible and something that I could use to fuel my own growth.
Hmm.
That was essential and really something I'm very, very grateful for. There's
Hmm.
no way in the world I would have met someone like you. There's no way in the
Yeah.
world I would have created this business or reached people that would have otherwise been unknown to my eyes if not for social media. So that in that aspect, yes, definitely. But did I see something on social media? If did I get inspired by it? Not really.
Okay. Nice. That's an interesting take because when I started freelancing, I was on LinkedIn all the time. I was seeing all these gurus, what they were talking about, and it created this aspiration in me. I was like, I want to be those people. Like, I
Okay.
don't like where I am in my life right now, but I love where
Hmm.
they are right now. It created this
Hmm.
aspiration for me that I want to be them someday. And now,
Yeah.
when I give talks or sessions in some schools and colleges, those girls come and tell me, I love the way you spoke. I want to be like you someday. And I'm like, oh, it's come
Yeah.
full circle. That's so
Full
cool.
circle.
So yes, in that way, I
Yeah,
was
that's still
scrolling
very
through social
nice.
media a lot. I would say social media helped me get started because once I got that decision to do this, social media kept that fire alive. The more I kept scrolling
Hmm.
through that, the more I knew I want to do this. I want to take this seriously. It kept reinforcing that.
Hmm. Mm. I'll tell you something that I did to my social media that really helped me. Before it used to be just a lot of like
Memes.
mindless brain rot, yeah, meme energy and meme content on my feed. But what I did once I started my business and once I made up my mind that I want to like change my life and have like actionable, like foreseeable change in my life within a set amount of time, once I like, set that in my head in cement, I went to my feed. I basically curated my feed such that it only had things that moved me towards my goal.
Hmm.
And sure, it might sound slightly psychotic because I no longer consume brain rot content as much.
Hmm.
So I have like separate accounts for what I want. So my main account that I use is only ever going to have uh, business related content. It's
Hmm.
only ever going to have aspirational content. It's
Hmm.
only ever going to have content that gives me purpose, meaning,
Hmm.
something to drive me forward to where I want to be eventually in life.
So before I let you go, Lakshya, I have one last question to ask you. We all know
Mhm.
the obvious benefits of freelancing as a student, like supporting your
Yes.
family, getting a higher
Mhm.
income, building your resume. These are all basics. But would you
Yeah.
say there is any other special benefit to starting something like this when you're in a low risk zone, like as a student? What would you say the benefits are?
I think there's a lot of time on your hands to explore
Hmm.
what's important to you as a person and what really gets your brain going. I think there are a couple of things that I was only able to realize about myself by freelancing. And writing was not one of them, but videography was. So
Hmm.
I did a videography a little bit for my college and for a couple of other colleges, as I was saying. I used to do videography for their advertisements and stuff for like their college events. And I did not realize how much it fueled me and fulfilled me, and how much I loved picking up a camera and telling stories through different angles, different lights, and all of that until I had stepped my
Hmm.
foot in it and actually,
Yeah.
did it.
Hmm.
So I think for many people, finding your purpose in
Hmm.
life might be a really big benefit to freelancing as such. Another big benefit, I think, is just developing a lot of skills.
Hmm.
If you're a student, and right now, the way the world is going, uh, it's more valuable for someone to have as many skills as possible in as
Hmm.
many different fields as possible. You mentioned that you were a content writer, right?
Yeah.
So, and even as a content writer, you said that you do a bunch of other stuff as well. You edit content, you put out videos. You would not be able to do those things without having a particular amount of skill set in those fields.
Hmm.
And for you as a person to grow, for you as a person to just, you know, have an experience in different fields of life, different perspectives of life, I think that is more than anything what's important for youth right now.
Okay, thank you so much, Lakshya, for taking so much time out and explaining so many different things to us. And thank you to everyone who stuck around till the very end. I will make sure to leave Lakshya's socials in the description below. Flow State's main page, as well as her page and her mail ID, if you'd like to reach out for any enquiries. And I highly recommend you check out one of her sessions if you're anywhere in and around Chennai. They are really, really good. And I'm sure you'll get a lot of shit done when you attend those sessions. Thank you, Lakshya. Thanks for all your inputs.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi, for having me. This is wonderful.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. And see you in the next episode.